Welcome back to Pablo Sanchez, and we played our first 2 weeks of the season. The Fighting Phils only at a 6-8 record, but we're turning it around little by little. We got 2 wins in a row here. Pablo Sanchez so far, you can see that stat line at the top of the screen, 344 average with 13 RBI. That's a pretty solid start to a professional career there. I did decide to turn up the difficulty to Hall of Fame. I thought maybe 344 average right away with such a bad overall player might be a little much, so I turned it up to Hall of Fame. I was on All-Star. I kind of anticipated having to turn it up because All-Star is pretty easy for me at least. But yeah, without any further ado, we're just going to go ahead, hit play next appearance. You should know the format because by now the last episode should be out. It's going to be highlights of the next 2 weeks of Pablo's season, or thereabouts, about 2 weeks. To be honest, I haven't even edited the first episode yet. This is the next day after I recorded that, and I haven't done any editing yet. So I don't know. It might be frustrating to edit 2 weeks of gameplay at a time, but I had a lot of fun playing it yesterday, and I want to play it again. I can't believe it took me until January to get into the road to the show, but as long as it's happening, it's happening. And I've been sitting on the screen for a little bit now, but we do have a training opportunity for Pablo, batting cage, and I think I'm just going to go for that power immediately. We can get our power versus righty up to, it looks like a 34. I think that I'm not sure if that means it gets to a 34, and then that circle means that's how close it is to a 35, or if it means that it will get up to a 35, and then that's how close it is to getting up to a 36. We're going to go ahead and do the T-power, get our power up, and yeah, it looks like we're going to get up to a 34 versus righties and a 30 versus lefties. And we're almost at that current cap, so hopefully we get a chance soon to increase that cap. And it looks like Pablo is staying in the 4-hole there, batting cleanup. And, we boosted our power, so maybe Pablo's going to be able to do a little bit more. But I'll see you when it gets into the gameplay. We're going to start playing, and just sit back, relax, and watch these highlights of Pablo's next 2 weeks. And the first at bat, Pablo's ripping that one down the line. That one was hit a little hard, but we still managed to get into second with a double. Pablo Sanchez leading off the second inning with a double. That bump up to Hall of Fame, man, we're just powering right through it. Pablo lifts that one out into the right field gap, and it's not going to get down. We could have driven in a couple of runs there if that one got down, but can't hit it past the outfielders. Pablo's still working on that power. He can't quite get the ball that deep yet. And the pitch to us. Oh, I messed up. No, that one's on me. That's an error? I wouldn't have thought that was an error. I accidentally threw it to first. Had to cancel the throw. Tried to throw it to second. It looks like that cost us the game. So I got a hit in my very first at-bat on Hall of Fame difficulty, and I haven't gotten a hit since. So I had a little bit of false confidence after that first double that I had ripped. And now reality is starting to set in a little bit. Got to be a little bit more patient at the plate. I've been swinging at too many first pitch strikes, and that was a shot. Oh, man, I couldn't hit that one any better. It was just right to the shortstop. And it looks like we're in to possibly get the last out of the game here. And a soft liner right to Pablo does it. Ends the game, and we're not going to get swept. We get another training session here for Pablo. And it doesn't look like we have a chance to get that power up once again. I want to get a chance to bump up that cap because we're already getting close to that 40 cap. But it looks like I could bump up vision and discipline. I think I'm going to go for contact, though. Look at this, though. Team rankings and triples. Pablo Sanchez is boosting the Fightin' Phils out to first place in triples. 7 triples for Pablo already in this season. That's a crazy number. maybe Pablo can step up. Average has taken a huge dip. Pablo struggled in that last series. He had a double in his first at bat and then nothing. So we're going to look to be a little bit more patient against Akron here. Take some more pitches. Try and get a little bit better at bats and bump that average back up a few points if we can. Hey, he takes off for second on that one. Gutsy call, but that one gets thrown away, and now he's going to third. And he's in there at third. We got some guts out there in the bases. Wow. And that one is given a pretty decent ride by Pablo. That's going to get down in the gap, and it's going to one hop over the wall. I thought that might have had a chance of being another triple, but I'll definitely take a double. I won't complain about that. Ground rule double for Pablo. He's finally gotten himself another hit. We got a lefty on the mound. Haven't faced too many lefties down here in Double-A yet. And Pablo is able to sneak that one in. That one hits the line. And, I would have gone to second, but our runner in front of us didn't go to third. So I had to hold up there at first, but now that was a piece of precise hitting right there from Pablo. I'm shocked that one stayed fair. It looks like if we win this game, we can get up to 500. That'd be nice to do. That'd be nice to get our team back up to 500. It's the first step in getting back into a winning position in our division. Once again, a runner on first, but we're down 4-1. This is not the start we need if we're looking to get back to 500. And that's a solid hit there from Pablo. That one's getting down. Please go to third. Oh, he didn't go to third. Our runner on first didn't read that one too well. He should have been able to get up to third on that, but I guess he thought the left fielder was going to make the play. He didn't. And that one's belted. I probably should. What happened there? A homer? I don't know what happened there. I took off on the pitch because I thought that was blasted, but the runner on second wasn't moving. And then I saw something bounce. I thought it was a ground rule double, but then it's a homer, and we've tied the game up. And we do get another shot at the plate. Ninth inning, runner on first, no outs. We need to keep this train moving. Oh, no way! On a 3-2 count, Pablo Sanchez launches that ball. First home run of the season, first home run of his professional career. I don't know why he looks like he's 6'3" there as he's jogging around the bases. But Pablo Sanchez with a game-tying home run, no doubter, in the 9th inning. What a time to get your first career home run. We're going to look at the replay on that one. That was absolutely launched. 427 feet. Pablo knew it was gone off the bat. It was hit so hard that it went through that building. And did we win on a walk-off after that? It looks like we did. We must have won on a walk-off because our team looked like we were gathered around home. And, yeah, we won on a walk-off in the 9th. Someone else came up in the clutch. We scored a third run in the 9th, and we won that game. Pablo Sanchez with a huge home run, a monster shot to give our team a chance, and we won the game. We got back to 500 on the season.
A coach clues in a new team member on available resources.
Okay, I think what this is, this unlocks one of those other facilities, I guess, that you can train when it gives you a training opportunity. So I think some of those other ones give you a chance to bump up your cap a little bit. So I'll be excited to use some of those because that power, especially after I got a taste of homers now, ooh, I want to hit more. All right, it looks like we got another opportunity for some training here, and we're going to check out the training facility. I think this is the first time that we're able to see this. And right away, it looks like we can get our power caps up. And I think that's what I'm going to do because we're kind of approaching that already, that cap of 40. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade those power caps. We're going to get that up to a 44 for each. So the announcer just said that this team we're playing against lost 6 of its last 8 games, which is kind of crazy because this team is 14-6. So that means they've lost all 6 of their games within the last 8. So they started out 12-0. I think we played this team already. I think I saw they were undefeated earlier when we played them. But they were 12-0 to start the year. You don't see that too often in baseball. And Pablo's taking that one deep to the right field gap. And that's going to bounce over the wall. It's going to be a double. It's going to drive in a run. But we missed the opportunity to get that second run home as it bounced over the wall. And I struck out. I think that is Pablo's first strikeout of the season. And you know what? Coming in like the last week of the season or last week of the month to have the first strikeout, you know what? It's not bad. Oh, this is a big situation. They've got the tying run on first in the 9th. 2 outs though, and that's gonna be a liner right at Pablo. It did take a hop, so we're gonna take that one over to first, and we won the game. Pablo with the last play of the game. We only scored in the first inning. Crazy how that works. Oh, that one put a charge into that one. And that's going to get down in the gap, and it bounces over the wall again. That's another ground rule double in this series. For a second, I thought that was going to get out. And then when it bounced, I thought I was going to be able to get 3 on it, but it just bounced right over the wall. 4-1 lead. Be nice to get yet another insurance run if we can drive this run in. They're giving us a lot of chances to drive in a run from second, and again, Pablo can't convert. But before we get into this next series, I'm going to take a quick look at some stats from Pablo after 1 month. I mean, minus 1 game. Obviously, there's 1 game left in the month, but let's just call these the stats of the month for Pablo. So after the first month of the season for Pablo Sanchez, he's had 91 at-bats, 30 hits in those 91 at-bats. That gets him a 330 average. It is a little bit of a dip. I think he was hovering around the 340 mark before the last game or so, and he hasn't been hitting that good. Scored 16 runs, so that's over half the time that he's getting a hit, he's scoring. That's pretty big right there. And this has a lot of reason why. 16 extra base hits. You got to imagine that most of those extra base hits became runs. 7 triples already to start the year, 8 doubles and a homer. 16 RBI. 16 seems to be some kind of magic number here at the end of the month. 1 stolen base, I remember that one. 2 walks, only 1 strikeout, so that was my first walk of the season. 604 slugging percentage, 337 on base. Almost 1,000 OPS. We're at 941. And I don't know if there's really going to be any more meaningful stats. Grounded to double play, 5. That's a lot, but I also kind of thought it was going to be higher. So I guess that's a little silver lining there, even though 5 double plays grounded into is a lot in a month. Just looking at a little bit of league leaders here just to see if Pablo's got anything. He's not even close to the highest batting average. I kind of would have thought that it would have been at least close. 330 is a good average, but there's 6 guys ahead of Pablo. And actually the number 1 guy is on our team, Alex Espinoza. And I've actually never seen that guy come up to the plate after us, so he must always hit in front of us or something. Looking at triples, however, I did think this was going to be the case. Pablo is far ahead of the rest of the league in triples. He's got 7. The next closest is only at 3. Pablo is the triple king so far. And surprisingly, for his lack of power, Pablo is slugging the highest percentage in the league, in the Eastern League, I guess. He only has 1 home run, so you wouldn't think somebody with 1 home run is going to be leading the league in slugging. But remember, slugging percentage is basically total bases per at-bat. I think it's per at-bat, not per plate appearance. And total bases, triples is only 1 less than a homer. So if you're hitting a lot of triples and a lot of doubles like Pablo is, that's going to contribute to a high slugging percentage. Another game with rain. Now, I did, for the league leaders thing, I only really showed the things that Pablo was either at the top or near the top of. But looking through all of the hitting categories for hitting, Pablo was hovering near the top. like top 10 for most things besides like home runs and stolen bases and stuff like that. I wish there was some way that they could keep track of your stats when it's raining, because I feel like there's been so many games as that ball gets away. All right, I'll take 2 runners in scoring position, but I feel like there's been so many games that have been raining early in this year in April, and I guess that's not uncharacteristic of April because a lot of games end up getting canceled in real life in April, but so many games with rain so far, and I wonder if that even has an effect on the game or if that's just kind of a cosmetic thing. That one's definitely going to get a run home. Get a run home and the run up to third. Good piece of hitting there from Pablo to drive the run in. Oh my God, I'm just talking about the weather, and Pablo obliterated that ball. 434 feet. That's Pablo's second home run of the year. That gives us the lead. And Pablo, with no power, has had 2 homers this year, and both of them have been no-doubters that have been absolutely destroyed. I know I mentioned before that I can't wait to get Pablo's power up more, but if those are the kind of shots that Pablo is hitting with like 40 power, I cannot wait until he has like 80. Huh. So for some reason, we got benched the final 2 games of that series. Because looking at the schedule here, this is the game we won, obviously. It was 9-4. We remember the score. Pablo had 4 RBI in the game. But then it said the series was over. And we got 2 more wins here in the next month. But we didn't play. So for some reason, Pablo got benched for 2 games in a row. Not sure why that is. Maybe there's some kind of issues developing between Pablo and the management here. Maybe Pablo's getting a little too big for his britches? I don't know what's happening there, but that concludes the next 2 weeks of play. We played all the way from the first New Hampshire series here, all the way through the last one. And that's 2 weeks of play. That's going to do it for the first month of Pablo's professional career, and you can see that stat line up there. It's going pretty well so far. Don't know if there's any sort of dismay from the management here, though. Like I said, we got benched the last 2 games, but maybe there's some kind of discord between Pablo and the manager or some coaches. Maybe Pablo's getting a little big-headed. We don't know, but we're going to have to find out in the next episode, because that's going to do it for me in this one. That's going to do it for Pablo. Make sure to hit the like button if you like Pablo Sanchez. If you don't like Pablo Sanchez, then subscribe. And that's it. Bye.